business marketing major here at Indiana Tech. I'm a senior. I'm on the lacrosse team. Grew up in South Lyon, Michigan, Metro Detroit area, so nice little town out in the middle of nowhere. A little bit about what I'm trying to do with my major. Came to college thinking I was going to go into software sales, and that's definitely still a possibility, but I was exposed to the fintech industry with my first internship at Quicken Loans. I developed kind of a passion for that. It is a fintech startup designed to make the application process for small business loans and alternative lending easier. It was kind of created off the premise that business owners don't have time to fill out these lengthy applications online, link their bank statements and all their different the things that they're asking for. And what we do is we give them a solution that allows them to text 31399, and they can get financing questions answered. They can get pre-approved. They can get shop lenders. We do our AI tech stack does the shopping for them. So it's really just an easier tool for small business owners to get equipped with their financing needs. Originally, I came on board and I had to learn about some different things in the fintech industry. A lot of it had to do with search engine optimization, and what that is it's kind of how Google recognizes your website. So as a startup, we knew we had to build brand credibility and awareness on Google, so we wanted to do different things. Like one of the things we want to do is be a resource for small business owners to go to when they have questions. So we do a lot of how-tos. We write a lot of blogs about industry news and insights and different things that would be helpful to business owners. So I was tasked with writing a lot of those blogs and kind of seeing how I could do some of the research and optimize it the best so that when Google does crawl our website, we're recognized, we're linked to different credible, reputable websites that they can kind of see like, oh, this is a very credible website, and then Google gets an idea using their. It's incredible kind of how they go about it. Nobody knows like their secret sauce or like how exactly they determine website credibility. But we wanted to seem credible, and we wanted to be associated with the how-tos and kind of like a resource for small business owners to use, as well as a way to connect them with financing that they needed. So like I said, I was writing a lot of the blogs. I was in on a lot of the marketing calls, kind of how we're going to stand up our email campaign, what we want to do with our newsletter. We have like a huge list, so we wanted to make sure that how are we optimizing that to the best of our abilities. What are we going to do to? I was A/B testing different blogs and different email campaigns for a long time. So it was kind of a lot of that, and then I was kind of helping out with onboarding some partners, some different lenders, and a couple of different things down that road. It was kind of, I wouldn't say it was an internship per se. So my boss from my previous internship, my first one at Quicken Loans, I was part of the student athlete internship, and what that was is Quicken Loans, there was, I want to say around 30 of us in that internship group, and Quicken Loans is a huge company. They have a lot of sister companies, so they paired us up with different leaders and directors in some of their sister companies. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like StockX. They're in like the shoe industry. They're kind of similar to like it's a way for people to sell shoes. I'm not a big sneaker guy, so I don't know too much about it, but Zenith, they make football helmets. A lot of Quicken Loans. There's a lot of things in mortgage brokers. But I went to Rapid Finance. It's an alternative lender, and I was paired up with Corey Welch, who's the VP of direct sales for the Detroit office. And I mean, he was incredible. He became like my mentor really quick. We hit it off really well. He was a student athlete in college. He went to Eastern and played football, and we're both sports guys. So, and he was only like 31. So it was really easy to kind of form that connection. And he brought me back. This was summer of 2019, I think. Summer of 2019, and then in winter of 2019. He brought me back when we were home for Christmas break. I had another internship at Rapid Finance, and the goal was to go back this summer, but then the pandemic happened, so they all went online. The alternative lending industry, a lot of people stopped lending entirely, and some of them transferred into different things. I can't really go into more details on that, but different business routes. And he's kind of a venture capitalist, and he's been working on this startup for quite some time. He had the idea of it for a while. And he's like, "Do you want to come work with me? You can be an intern at AppChat." And I was like, well, I didn't know anything about AppChat. And then he told me what it was about, and I was really excited. It wasn't really much of an internship. My title on LinkedIn and on all my emails and stuff like that's the marketing director, just because there's three of us right now. So we're all kind of working together to try and build this. It came from an idea, and now it's really scaling pretty quick. So he was just like, come aboard and work for me. So that's kind of just how I found it, and ever since then I've been online working with him. At first, when I found out my internship was canceled, I wasn't sure if there was going to be any in-person opportunities. It was very early April, mid-April, so it was kind of, nobody really knew what was going to happen in terms of what was going to happen for the summer, if we could go into buildings and stuff. And as we all know, it just got worse. So when I took this position, I knew it was going to be fully virtual because there were just only three of us. Two of us were kind of in the Detroit area, and one of us was in Cali, and we were all just kind of communicating with each other, working through different channels to start this startup. And it was actually, I'd say, a lot easier than you'd expect. Being virtual, we kind of communicated well. I had already known Corey for quite some time, so it wasn't hard to just reach out. I'd say it was different in an aspect of when we got on like the Zoom calls with the partners and stuff like that. It was weird because I was so used to meeting partners in the office and shaking their hand and kind of just sitting back, taking notes, asking questions here and there. Whereas on Zoom, I'd say the most interesting aspect of it was like when do you talk? Because like you don't want to talk over somebody, you don't want to butt in, and like the more people that are in the room, it's kind of tricky to understand like when you should talk and stuff like that. But after I got the hang of that, it was pretty smooth sailing, I'd say. Right now, to work virtually, everybody's using Zoom right now. That's one of the things we use. We use Slack to kind of communicate, and like we can integrate Zoom, our Google Calendars, Google Drive, some of the partner networks that we have, we integrate into Slack as well. So that kind of just gives me the availability, me and everybody else, to, you're working all day, it shows up on my laptop when I'm in class, and it kind of gives me the opportunity to be able to communicate at all hours of the day. You don't need to pull out your phone or anything. You can join the Zoom meeting straight through there. You can upload stuff to Google Drive. You can share documents. You can, you can also, this is the best thing I like about it, you can kind of see when people are in meetings and stuff like that, because all of our calendars are in there. And if someone's available, it'll show up with like a little calendar icon by them. So that means like, okay, I know it's not a good time to talk. But I think being virtual, that's definitely been the biggest benefit, is using Slack, just because it's just given us the availability to work on everything we need to. I definitely think that companies should, look at what their look at their bottom line and see what's happened since they've gone virtual. I think a lot of places can cut down on office space and different things like that by offering employees, part-time virtual positions or fully virtual positions. I definitely think there are positions in a lot of companies that that you don't need to come into work to do it. And I think this pandemic has shown us that people are really able to legitimately continue business without having to be in the office. I think that it's helped show me that there's a whole lot of different avenues that you can kind of operate in, different things you like. Like I wanted to go into sales and marketing more than anything, and there's a whole lot of different routes for that. I also know that I want to continue working for AppChat. So I guess in a certain aspect, it's helped me because I'm kind of getting a head start on my career with the employer that I want to work for. So if everything goes to plan, I'll be working there after graduation and continuing to build what we've started, and hopefully scaling it into a huge company that changes the way people apply for things. Don't be afraid to ask questions and kind of go into it with the mindset that like you don't know anything. That's kind of just how I operate. I walk into the room and I like to think that everybody in the room is smarter than me. And when you do that, you kind of learn a couple different things from each person. You walk out there a lot smarter than when you walked in. Not to make yourself feel like you're dumb or anything, because like we all bring things to the table, but recognizing that there's always room to learn and grow as a person and as an employee of a company. That's probably one of the biggest things. The second one I'd say is be confident in yourself. Like, you got hired there for a reason. They obviously liked you, and I know internship spaces are incredibly competitive, especially for like our generation. And there's so many different things, and there's the upper echelon of internships. And like, if you're getting something that you're proud of, be confident and execute.